now that we're out of the obligatory noob route, let's take our first steps into Straiton City. Yeah, we're finally at the first gym city. And interesting thing is, Straiton is actually quite small by first gym city standards of the series. It may even be the smallest city, with the first gym. And hey, see this? Yep, NPCs teaching you about same type attack bonus, often abbreviated to STAB, S-T-A-B. Yeah, NPCs will actually teach you about things like that. Previously, they considered that mechanic far too complicated for beginners to know. But yeah, basically, what it means is that any move that's used by a Pokemon of the same type as the move gets its power multiplied by 1.5. This is the reason why Patrat and Lillipup's tackles are stronger than, say, Purloin's Scratch. Now, yeah, this guy also pointed out that the item selection you get at Pokemarts changes depending on the number of gym badges you've won. This is a really amazing system. I love this system. Okay, I'm gonna need a lot of potions, and you'll see why soon. But anyway, I love this system, because in a lot of the other games, you would often have to find, it was such a hassle finding just the right Pokemarts that sold the right items, because different Pokemarts sold different things, and you generally had to keep flying to the, late game Pokemarts, in order to get stuff. Now, you might see I lingered on that screen a little bit. That's because one of the items they sell there, the second counter sells items unique to this particular mart. In this case, they sell heal balls. Now, heal balls are an interesting type of ball that was introduced back in Diamond and Pearl. Quite possibly the worst and most pointless type of Pokeball ever, but at least in this game, they give you them early in the game. Now, speaking of Pokeballs, here's another Pokeball that was introduced in Diamond and Pearl. This one, the exact opposite of the heal ball. This is one of the most useful balls in the entire series. It is, I will admit, it is pretty broken, but you do kind of need it. I like that line. So anyway, basically, Dusk Balls have a catch multiplier of, I believe, 3.5 or just 3. Anyway, better than an Ultra Ball. If you use them during the night, or in caves. Now, see why that sounds useful? 1, just about every route is possible to access at night, so generally, you'll be able to catch anything in Dusk Balls. 2, where do most legendaries appear? Yep, if you answered caves, you were right. This makes Dusk Balls the go-to thing for catching legendaries, and they're really awesome at that. So, anyway, oh, yeah, see that item there? Yeah, we'll need to take a bit of an interesting route back into the city in order to get that one. Yeah, that thing, we'll understand the significance of that phrase later. Over here we have a fountain, and a couple of, I believe those are, hedges in the shape of Pidoves. Now, here is a, yep. This person is explaining about how TMs are now infinite use. Thank you, Game Freak! This is possibly one of the best new additions to the series of all time. Thank you so much. I'll explain more about that when we get to the gym leaders. Now, you might notice here there are some Pikachu hedges, despite Pikachu not being in the Unova Pokedex. Thankfully. I may have not said this before, but I really hate Pikachu. I absolutely despise the thing. So, I am really glad it's not in this Pokedex. So anyway, here's the obligatory "I'm not gonna let you through until you beat the gym leader" guy. Yeah, he's not gonna let you through until you beat the gym leader. Now, there's the trainer school. We're not gonna go in there just yet. Yeah, he says the gym leader's in the trainer school. What you're supposed to do at this point is to go in there and find him. But, we're not gonna do that just yet, because waiting for us in the trainer school is a somewhat tough battle. And, let's just say, we're gonna get something before then that's gonna make the fight a whole lot easier. So, firstly, we want to head to the Dreamyard. Now, we're not allowed to see the Professor's old colleague Fennel yet, so we'll have to check out some of these other places. Again, Straiton is surprisingly small for an early game city. I think only, Violet City actually comes closer, and I think even Violet City was a bit bigger. Hey, another free Great Ball. you want to save your Great Balls at this point. Most things you can catch right now can be easily caught in ordinary Pokeballs. Okay, that's an interesting comment on your relationship. Anyway, there's some more people up here. Family, plural. I think only the main character. Do they only have a mother? Anyway. Yes, and that's part of the reasons why Nuzlockers like to nickname all their Pokemon. What's that show? Wonderful items. Cell battery, okay. This is, what? Some of these TV programs are really weird. So yeah. I actually forgot that the, yeah, Watchog's not going to be taking many electric hits anyway. The cell battery is a new hold item introduced, and I actually forgot that it was actually one-time use, so, that's interesting. I still haven't really found a good competitive use for the cell battery, but, I guess there's always one. Anyway, now that we've done everything we can in the city, I think it's time to head to the Dreamyard. So we'll see you. And with some quite trippy music, we enter the Dreamyard. Why are we going here? Well, in a normal playthrough, you go here for some extra training before the gym. In this playthrough, well actually, and for something else, in this playthrough, we're only concerned about the something else. You see, there's something in here that we're going to need to get. It's going to make the next 2 boss fights much more manageable. Still, not quite as, it doesn't quite reduce them to effortlessness like it does in a normal playthrough. And anyway, looks like we've got a cat fight on our hands. Aha! Looks like Assist is working this time. Yeah, Assist didn't stay a free turn attack for long. So, yeah. Anyone with more than 2 Pokemon, and you might notice here that this girl, she has level 8s and she's got 2 of them. Yep, the trainers are really upping their game at this point. And we're going to have to get through quite a gauntlet if we're going to want to reach the, certain thing we need. Now, the interesting thing about Assist is, you can probably guess what other Pokemon the trainer has on their team just by what Assist is calling. I'll leave it up to you to guess this time, but I think it should be pretty obvious what she has on her team next after this one. You seem quite content to spam that. Yeah, it should be obvious what her second Pokemon is right now. Now, I'll take this time to talk a little bit about Assist. Assist is a pretty strange move. I've explained what it does before, so let me explain the meaning behind it and why it's only learned by cat Pokemon. The thing is, it's a name that couldn't really be translated properly. The Japanese name of this move literally translates as cat's hand or cat's paw. Hence why only cat Pokemon can learn it, and for some reason Drowsy. I have no idea why. Anyway, but you see, in the context of Japanese, just like in English, the word hand could also mean help. And this is where the phrase comes from. You see, cat's hand is actually an idiom. It's a saying in Japanese that means something along the lines of, I need all the help I can get. It literally means, I would even accept help from a cat. Which, yeah, the phrase generally means, I'm in a bad situation and I need all the help I can get no matter what it is. In other words, it's a move of desperation. So, which makes a lot of sense given its randomness. Now, a few other interesting things about Assist. As you can see here, well, now, you might be thinking, since this is her last Purloin, and of course you probably guessed that her second thing was a Purloin, you might be thinking, hey, since her other Pokemon is fainted, how can this Purloin still use Assist? Well, Assist only cares that you have another Pokemon on your team. It doesn't care if it's fainted or not, it can still call moves from it. In fact, Assist can still call moves from unhatched eggs in your party. Yeah, so be prepared to be very weirded out if you use it when you've got eggs in your party. In fact, I actually think this effect was added in Generation 5. In Gen 4, Assist couldn't actually call moves from eggs, so I'm not sure if this was intentional or just a glitch, but still, it's pretty amusing. So yeah, the other interesting thing about Assist is the fact that it always strikes with neutral priority, regardless of the move it calls. This means that if Assist calls Quick Attack, it's already too late for it to strike first. It'll just strike with normal priority. Now, you might be thinking, what, that's terrible, why would I ever use it? Well, here's the thing, it'll also call moves with negative priority within normal priority. This is the thing I mentioned before. It means that if you use Assist in combat, if you use Assist, and you fill the rest of your team with Pokemon that only know Roar or Whirlwind, yeah, it sounds really stupid, but it actually kind of was a valid tactic back in Gen 4. You would increase your chances of Assist calling one of those moves. Now, Roar and Whirlwind automatically switch out your opponent's Pokemon, but to balance them out, they have a negative priority. They're fixed so that they'll always go last in the given turn. Now you'll see there's a cut tree up there, and a strength patch down there. Now, of course, we have to get through this second youngster to progress. So, right then. Like I was saying, if Assist calls Roar and Whirlwind, they'll actually strike within the normal priority bracket, rather than be forced to go last, and this can be very powerful if you've laid the field with entry hazards. Now, interesting thing here, hey look, it's youngster Joey. You might be thinking, why is this guy called Joey? Is it just a coincidence? Well, no, this guy's Japanese name is in fact also Joey's Japanese name. So, it's actually a deliberate callback. It's probably not the same guy though, given that Black and White is confirmed to take place several years after Generation 2. We actually don't know how many years, but we just know that it is at least a few years. Given that Gen 2 and Gen 4 supposedly take place at the same time, judging by the evidence, and that may not actually be true at this point. People are still debating that. But anyway, it's safe to assume that. And then, of course, this game definitely takes place after Gen 4, for reasons that'll only become apparent in the post-game. So, anyway, this guy's name is an intentional callback, but it's probably not the same guy. It's still a nice reference, though. So, anyway, I think I've pretty much said everything I can about Assist. Although, one more thing. I'm pretty sure that if Assist calls Focus Punch, it will automatically fail. This is because Focus Punch is technically both an increased priority and a decreased priority move at the same time. The charge up turn actually takes place right at the start of the turn, just after switching, and the actual punch takes place at the very end of the turn. So again, technically Focus Punch is executed twice in the turn, and for that reason, it will automatically fail if it's called by something like Sleep Talk or Assist, something that forces it to take place at a different priority bracket. So yeah, I don't think Assist can call Focus Punch. It'd be pretty cheap if it could, actually. So, with gratuitous use of Leer spamming, we've got through 2 of these Patrats. And he's got one more, yep, 3 level 7s. Wow, the trainers here are a big step up from that previous route. Now, yeah, at this point, you're supposed to be at least level 7 yourself, preferably about level 10. But, well, not me. I think I'll try and growl this thing. Yeah, you've got to be pretty creative with strategies early on, especially since I'm restricted to nothing higher than 7, and these guys, well, have 7 as their lowest. So, alright, yeah, a bit of growl spamming here. Again, stat boosting and stat lowering moves are your friend in this challenge, and ooh, that's not good, that's not good. Okay, better switch. I guess I'll send Scary Mary in. I hope these growls do enough to reduce the damage so that I don't get too KO'd. Hey! Free turn attack! I love that. You know something I only just realized, just recently? Let's just say that even legendary Pokemon in this game have a free turn attack. Yeah, that's hilarious. You'll see what I mean much later on. Yeah, it's kind of funny though. Yeah, some more Leers. Again, given that the trainers here don't know to switch, this is quite useful. And oh boy, my team is looking pretty badly beaten up. I guess it's just down to Scary Mary here. Oh, please don't do a lot. Yikes, that's with all those growls? Oh boy, this is bad. I think I may need to use a potion. Yeah, this is why I bought these potions before. You'll see things are getting considerably tougher on me, and phew, okay. If that guy had used tackle, things would have been bad. I admit though, the Crimin being level 7 would probably be able to take this thing down on his own. But, I could use something as Death Fodder just to give me a free switch, but that's not really my style. Well, actually, I end up doing it anyway. Sorry, Stereo Mary. Okay, I think Jamie can finish this. Now, you see, ordinarily, if Tackle missed here, I'd be in serious trouble. You see, yeah, again, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Tackle got a buff. It was originally 35 power and I think 95 accuracy or 90. Now it's 50 power and 100 accuracy, which makes it so much more useful in the early game. Actually makes Scratch a heck of a lot weaker though. Especially, even though Scratch didn't change, it's now a lot worse than Tackle. So anyway, so do we have one more trainer over here? Actually, if you're astute enough, you'll notice that this one person does not have a trainer sprite. They're not actually a trainer. If you talk to them, they'll ask you what the first Pokemon you received was. They're gonna give us something to help us cover our fire weakness. Now, you want an extra slot in your party, before you go here. Yep, we're gonna be given a free Pokemon. Just what Pokemon? Well, you'll see. So I'm gonna give a nickname to this thing. This little thing. What exactly is it? Well, you'll find out in a bit. I am gonna name this little thing Aqua. I was debating whether or not to capitalize the second word or not. AquaMonk. This looks like a job for AquaMonk. And I couldn't find the K. There we go. Again, this looks like a job for AquaMonk. So yeah, this person's explaining the importance of type diversity in your teams. Unfortunately, I'm often forced to use very, very bad assortments of types in my teams, just because they're what's the highest level available for me. Now, let's check out this thing. Gentle Nature. This thing is a Panpour. Panpour is a water-type monkey Pokemon. Now, you might notice they asked what starter you chose. That's because there are in fact 3 monkeys. There is also a fire and a grass monkey. This girl will give you a level 10 monkey that corresponds to the type that is good against the type your starter is weak against. As you can tell, this is a huge help, for reasons that we won't quite realise just now, but now as you can see here, this is in fact as far as we can go in the Dreamyard. You see that annoying road cone there? That won't be removed until the post-game. Yeah, that's really annoying. The second area of the Dreamyard can only be accessed with Cut, so we don't have that yet either. Now, that sign is actually saying that there's no defined name for the gym leader. That's interesting. So, yeah, let's heal up, because that was pretty bad. And now we can finally go into the trainer school. Now, at the trainer school, you'll see just how helpful this monkey is. Not least because that it's level 10. This is in fact the highest level available to you before the first gym. So you want to make as good use of that as possible. Unfortunately, the gym leader still goes up to 14, which means, yeah. That is annoying. So let's check out the trainer school. Okay. Yeah, every, early noob city always has a trainer school. But at least this one's teaching more sophisticated things like abilities, rather than what status changes do, although you'll still see on the board there's, stuff about that. Yeah, there are certain moves that are TM exclusive. Back in early generations, the TMs given out by gym leaders, usually no Pokemon can learn those moves naturally. Nowadays, Pokemon tend to learn the moves given out by gym leaders, naturally anyway. So, anyway, yeah, here's this guy talking about a technique that lets you, cancel evolution. I believe this same thing is mentioned in Black and White 2's trainer school. So yeah, if you press B while something's evolving, you can stop it. Not that relevant to me, given that very few things of mine are going to be evolving. I'm generally only going to be able to do stone evolutions and the like. So, which of the following choose poison? Well, obviously, it's a paralyzed heal. No, of course. The items and cures. Okay. We can have a sleeping Pokemon. Paralyzed heal? Yeah, of course, it's Awakening. Of course, Awakening also cures anything because of pure awesomeness. And this card gives you a full heal. These are extremely rare this early in the game, so you want to hold on to this one and reserve it for emergencies only. Later on in the game, we'll be able to buy them. Now, remember when I said there's going to be a battle in here? Yeah, you can probably tell who it's with. That sprite looks familiar. Now, yeah, you can read about some status changes here. Just like just about every trainer school, they teach you about those on the blackboard. It's kind of become a running gag in the series. So, anyway, let's take this guy on. So yeah, its HP decreases while it's battling. What they don't tell you is that poison no longer decreases HP outside of battle. Many Nuzlockers are rejoicing at that. Oh, so many deaths due to poison damage. Apparently the gym leader's not here anymore, so I guess that detour to the Dreamyard meant that yeah. He wants to test how important items are in battle. When I first played this game, I was thinking, oh no, he's going to be another one of those potion spammers, isn't he? But anyway. Right, time for a duel in the school. Oh, sweet lord. I just realized that sounds like the title of a 4Kids anime episode. Anyway, he said, actually, wow, he's leading with his Tepig? Seriously? Now, I know that some opposing trainers actually alter what they lead with based on, I actually don't know. Some of them do change. I wonder if they actually do it based on what you're leading with. But anyway, here's the reason why I said this monkey is so useful. Because now we've got our monkey, you'll notice here, yeah, this thing is super effective against Cheren's strongest Pokemon. It also resists its main elemental attacks. Now here's something interesting. When Cheren said the importance of items in battle, he meant held items, not potions. Yeah, I actually was really pleasantly surprised when I first played this game. Of course, it's really annoying seeing him use that orange berry, but yeah, this is really a tutorial on held items and oh, come on! Please, please don't use a potion, please don't use a potion. I can feel pretty confident that AquaMonk should be able to totally deal with this team anyway. Hey, you know, you know what? I'm gonna finish with Lick. I still think Lick's animation and sound effects are incredibly disgusting in this game. It just makes me just shudder whenever I see it. Purloin. Yeah, Cheren's got a new Pokemon too, but, this one, he couldn't have possibly caught it on the first route. So, he probably caught something there and then boxed it immediately when he got a Purloin. That's kind of interesting. Interestingly, Purloins are normally associated with female trainers in this game, so it's interesting Cheren is one. I guess they wanted to be different from Bianca with her Lillipup. Now, again, Purloin is not the strongest opponent, so you can safely just... Well, the battle's pretty much over already. Yeah, I like to finish things off... Oh, now I get the critical hit. Always happens. Always happens. Yeah, I think the main thing you have to learn is yeah, you need to cover your water weakness, mate. So yeah, you can actually battle this guy before going to the Dreamyard. I wouldn't recommend it because, again, especially in a playthrough like this where you need all the help you can get, I would recommend picking up your monkey. It just makes this fight so much easier. Again, the reason why I think that Bianca Battle 2 is actually harder than Cheren 2. So anyway, speaking of help, Cheren has given us a few Oran Berries. These things restore 10 HP, and a Pokemon will automatically use them when their health goes down. And he says the same thing, okay. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a curse to using Oran Berries in the next gym. So, you'll see why in a moment. Now, as we can see, it looks like the gym leader's back at the gym, and AquaMonk was the only thing that took any damage in that battle at all. Guess I'll just heal up and get ready to talk to that gym leader over there. Yeah, this gym leader was revealed quite early on in Black and White's history, given that he was a main character in the anime. In fact, he was revealed before I think it was known that he was a gym leader. But his anime characterization is vastly different to his game characterization, though. I've never even watched the anime, but from what I've heard, yeah, very, very different. So, okay, he's asking what the first Pokemon I chose was. Yep, the first gym in this game is going to use whatever type is good against your starter. No matter which one you pick, you're always screwed. What am I going to do about it? Well, you'll find out next time.